Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Only one type of burger. For every pallet. Fries are extra. Large in size. We've got the shakes. Going over the brim.
Hey, this is Chris from JCW's. Put a positive, delicious spin on your day at any one of our 5 locations. In Lehigh, American Fork, Provo, South Jordan, or Harriman. JCW's, quality and a lot of it.
The sports you love, the teams you can't live without.
Get a sense of urgency!
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. Want to remind you, you can win big this Wednesday with Win Ticket Wednesday on the KSL Sports Zone. Coming up this week, good one, Ben. We're hooking people up with tickets to see Weezer with the Shins and Silver Sun Pickup at the Maverick Center, September 15th. Pre-sale begins 10 a.m. next Thursday with the code WEMAV26 at livenation.com. That's WEMAV26 at livenation.com. Get your tickets today or listen all day on Wednesday for your chance to win.
I've seen 2 of those 3 in my life.
Which
already.
one?
The Shins and Silver Sun Pickups.
Are they similar to Weezer? What's the vibe?
Yeah, you would recognize all of their music. Not all of their songs, but you would recognize music from both of them.
I would?
Yeah,
or
you would.
most
No, you
people
would. You would.
Okay.
You definitely would.
All right. What about Christian? You need to explain
Christian
who
would
these
know
people are?
No, Christian would know this Lazy Eye by Silver Sun Pickups. Great song.
Was it you who I was talking about this with the other day? Probably was. But the Maverick Center, underrated place to see a concert.
Really good. So Delta Center the other night, when I was doing the jazz game, Laney was there. Do you know the band Laney, Christian? They're kind of like a big, definitely making music for the ladies. They're like definitely out there.
All right.
I bet they love being on tour, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
These 2 fellas love being on tour.
They get a lot of attention.
And I don't think they sold out the show. And the problem when you don't sell out the show at Delta Center is like it can look a little empty. Now, I think the stadium was pretty full. Like the seats were pretty full. But GA was not that crazy. That does not happen at Maverick Center because it's more intimate. You know?
Well, one of the
size.
issues, and again, I've seen many great concerts at Delta Center, including the Rolling Stones, so I'm not hating. But they did not build that venue with concerts in mind.
Yeah.
And at the Maverick Center, formerly the East Center, have you noticed they've got cloth on all the walls? So they built it with some acoustics in mind. Larry built the Delta Center to be as loud as possible with everybody screaming and having the noise all echo off of it and come down onto the court, right? It just doesn't make for the best concert acoustically, whereas I think the East Center, or Maverick Center. I know it's been the Maverick Center for 20 years and still I'm calling it the East Center. But they built it with concerts in mind, so it's not...
And it does a good job.
It's not as echoey, and certainly it's not as big, so you're closer. There's really not a bad seat in the house. It's not Guns N' Roses from a suite there. That was super fun. I saw years ago, what do they call it? The Moody Blues?
Oh, okay.
With a symphony
Nights
background.
in White Satin?
Oh, man.
Nice.
It was a show.
Nights in White Satin!
It was a show.
Do it again! I don't know how much of their music I know.
The only time I've ever been front row at James Taylor.
Yeah.
Right there at Maverick Center. So I'm sure that'll be a heck of a place to go see.
For sure.
Weezer. Go get your Weezer on.
Yeah.
You gonna go?
Actually, I'm looking at tickets right now. That might be a fun one to go to.
All right.
We Mav 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on sale until next Thursday, though.
Okay.
Do you have a team in the Final Four you're officially rooting for, Ben?
You know what? I like these teams. I don't love a lot of the players on UConn right now. I just like And again, I'm like not a big college basketball fan. I certainly don't have teams that I root for. I do pick up players and I'll follow them. What is interesting about this is there are 4 lottery picks remaining here, and that is how I watch the tournament. I start thinking from a draft perspective or guys who are going to be in the NBA that I like to follow. And there are at least probably three guys who are going to be seriously in the running depending on where the Jazz draft that could be in the conversation. It's Braden Burries from Arizona, who might be my favorite player that's still playing. It's like Derek White. And I just love guys like Derek White who go out there and do it on both ends of the floor and are diving all over the court and then hitting absolute dagger shots over and over. So I love Braden Burries at Arizona. Yoxel Lendeborg is one of the cooler stories in college basketball. Went to a small school. They even talked about this on the broadcast the other day. He had the who's the Vikings quarterback who was just at Arizona, addicted to video games. Kyler Murray. Mm-hmm. So Yoxel Lendeborg in high school would only play video games. So his grades were terrible. He wouldn't leave his house. He'd be up for 24 hours straight gaming, and goes to a junior college, if I remember correctly. And I can't remember if he was at Auburn last year and could have entered the draft, or was UAB, and could have entered the draft and been a late first-round pick and said, I'm going to get myself in shape. I'm going to go to Michigan. I'm going to get a payday. And it's paid off because he's actually probably the best player in the game remaining now that Cam Boozer's out. So he's really fun, and he's got that Michigan team playing well. And then Keaton Wagler is one of the most surprising stories in all of college basketball because I don't even think he was a top 150 recruit, and is just an absolute baller and will be very, very seriously in consideration with wherever the Jazz are picking. So that's the fun part of it. And then Mullins, who hit the shot last night, is also going to be a lottery pick.
On that note, I think I'm off Cam Boozer. Okay. I think I'll compare him to LeBron in this way. I don't think he has any moves.
No bag.
I don't think he has any, if he's going to be a guy with ball in his hands, all I saw from him all tournament was him running over his guy, and that's his move. I'm going to run over this guy, and then that's going to be how I start to create a play. I don't think, unlike LeBron, I don't think he can do that at the NBA level. Maybe he can. But I wasn't overly impressed with his skill level. Is that unfair? I certainly think AJ Dybantsa far more skilled than Cam Boozer.
I think we are going to see Cam Boozer fall to 3, and I think there's a chance he falls to 4, in all honesty, because of those exact reasons. AJ, I think, is locked up number 1. I'm not kidding, barring a very weird team being we still love what we saw from high school from Darren Peterson, we're going to take him. I think really highly likely AJ's combination of production, skill, potential, size, it all favors AJ at this point. And Darren Peterson, I think, is going to go 2 because of his upside and potential, and I think Cam's going to fall to 3 and maybe even drop to 4. I'm with you. I will say, though, that, there is something about being 19 years old, having that frame already, and he shoots 40% from 3. He does average 4 assists a game. He is absurdly productive, and you don't need to say, well, what are we going to do to his body? A la Kyle Filipowski, who you're still trying to figure out, are we going to make you 300 pounds, or are we going to drop you down to 200? How are we going to get you on the floor consistently? You aren't dealing with that with Cam Boozer, which is, again, why I understand he's still going to go top 3 or 4. Because I'm with you. You watch, and you're just what's the thing? Other than at the end of every game, he has 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists every single night he steps on the court. Because, he just kind of throws his shoulder into you and hits a little 8-footer, and it's boring, but it is effective.
At Duke.
At Duke, right, absolutely.
At Duke. And I don't know, players, you have to give the ball the whole game if they're going to be effective. I mean, it really was, I guess Jimmer didn't make it in the NBA for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons was nobody's going to give Jimmer the ball to do his thing all game. What role does Cam Boozer play? Unless you make him your point forward, which, again, I don't know if he can do that at the NBA level. Because right now in college, who do you match up against Cam with? Because he is huge and he is athletic.
It's impossible.
So
nobody can guard him.
Right. So who do you do? But as soon as he plays against Kawhi Leonard, I don't know why I always pick Kawhi, because I just love Kawhi's game, even though I don't like his behavior. But, whoever else, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, as soon as he runs into any of those guys, he's going to be in big trouble.
No, nobody remembers a single good dunk from Kevin Love's career. He's not a vertical athlete at all. He's an absolutely insanely great rebounder and a very good passer who developed a 3-point shot throughout his career and became very effective. I think that's what you're hoping for from Boozer is just like absurdly solid, enormously high IQ, who hits shots and passes the ball well and grabs a bunch of rebounds. There is a path for him to make it as a true star in the NBA. Is he going to be a number one on a team?
Is he better? Is he
Probably not.
better than Paolo Banchero? Because that's probably his comp.
Paolo doesn't shoot the three, and that's really Paolo's issue, and that's why he's also drawn comparisons to Sabonis, who, Sabonis, remember how hot of a name Sabonis was at Indiana, and now he's in Sacramento, and everyone's kind of like, we don't want him. Nobody wants him.
David said that. David brought up that comp too, and Şengün. I don't think he plays like either one of those players. I don't think Sabonis is a good comp at all. Sabonis is way more of a stiff than Cam Boozer.
Yeah, and
hey, he's plenty athletic. Don't get me wrong, but Sabonis is a big.
He is. He's
Cam
a five.
Boozer is not a big, and Cam Boozer is not nearly as skilled as Şengün.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably accurate.
And maybe Şengün isn't the shooter that Boozer is, which again I think that's a terrible comp.
Yeah, that's the flaw.
The only good one, I think Paolo is as close to what he wants to be, but Cam's a better shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cam's a better athlete than Paolo.
He's definitely not. Cam is really landlocked. Like he's not leaving the floor. He cannot jump. So it's going to be all positioning and IQ for him.
And what did
you can get by with that?
What did the lesser Boozer do to himself? Where's he supposed to be taking?
I don't think he's going in the draft this year.
Oh, you think he's coming back?
I think he needs to. Yeah, he had an okay season, but he was not their starting point guard until the tournament when their other player got hurt. So Caleb Foster, whatever his name was. So I think he's got to come back and continue to develop. I know there was some thought maybe he'd be a late lottery pick, but I don't think he's done that for himself this year. So unless he just wants to get away from college after committing that turnover.
Well, he's apparently scared of taking free throws. It's not good.
What I do like about Cam Boozer, and we don't need to get into draft stuff right now, is that like unique guys who produce well generally tend to be unique and produce well throughout their whole careers. So there was a lot of people who didn't like Derek Queen. I actually didn't really like Derek Queen last year in the draft, and he stepped in the NBA and was able to continue to do the same things he did last season in college, now at the NBA level. And he's not a perfect player, but he's a borderline all-rookie player. Cam is like a much better version of Derek Queen, and Derek Queen is going to be in the NBA for a long time. So we'll see. We'll see if it, and then it's got to translate to winning. But no, I don't think he's in the running for the number one overall pick, and credit A.J. Dybantsa, who's done, I think, everything right.
As far as Final Four goes, I can't believe this, but I'm absolutely rooting for Arizona. Like I mentioned last week, I love it that they don't shoot threes because I do think there's more than one way to win a basketball game. And I had forgotten, isn't LeBron's kid on Arizona? I can't believe I'm rooting for the Wildcats, but here we are.
Yeah, Bryce James. It's the reason they're in the Final Four.
I don't even think he played, did he?
No, he's played in 2 games.
How
all
come
year.
LeBron moves mountains for son numero uno? Bronny. Bryce gets no love.
Well, he's not any good. And
Neither is Bronny.
correct. And actually, Bryce is on a team that did make the tournament, and Bronny was not on a team that even made the tournament. And Bronny
And was terrible on that team.
And to be fair, he had a heart attack, so I'm going to give Bronny a little
He didn't
bit
have
here.
a heart attack, but
Didn't he have a heart attack?
I don't know if it was a heart. It wasn't like your.
Something serious.
It was like well, there was a rash of it. It was the same thing like that happened to what's his name, the Buffalo Bills player. Where the heart just stops or whatever, and it's like a.
It seems like some sort of attack on the heart.
I know, but when we say heart attack, we picture like cholesterol as clogged an artery.
Correct.
That's not necessarily what happened. But
He had to be
anyway,
resuscitated.
he was terrible.
Yeah, I think they had to get the defibrillator out.
Utah State had one too. There was a good who was that? What was his name?
Yeah.
Where's Scotty? But anyway, it's definitely happened. But he was terrible at USC. He was not very good in high school, and LeBron somehow got him drafted. Old Bryce.
I don't think Bryce is going to the NBA.
Old Bryce is riding the pine in Arizona. We don't hear a peep out of LeBron.
Yeah. Well, I think he recognizes all of those players on Arizona, of which there are 3 or 4 pros, are going to be better players right now than Bryce James.
Yeah, the middle ball sucked too, but LeVar didn't give up on him.
No, and got him a G League contract.
Yeah, got him an NBA 10-day.
I think he got a 10-day.
LeVar didn't say, I don't care about that one.
So LeBron is failing his son.
No, I don't think LeBron should have helped Bronny. But if I'm Bryce, I'm going, where you at, Dad?
I'm trying to figure out how many games LiAngelo played in the G League. He played. Hey, Dwayne Wade got his son a G League contract.
Are you talking about the rap clown?
I'm talking about the Chinese thief.
The sunglasses thief in China?
LiAngelo played 31 G League games and never appeared in an actual NBA game, unfortunately.
I think he did a preseason game.
Yeah.
Because he was in camp for the
Yeah, he
Hornets.
was on the camp invite.
Because LeVar was taking a victory lap that all three of his players were in the
His kids,
NBA at the same time. Or players, kids.
He would call them his players.
Yeah, right. His kids were in the... And Lonzo's out, right? He doesn't have a team
Doesn't have
currently?
a team. Jazz were his last team.
Well, the old man trying to start a shoe company ruined his career.
Ruined the dad's career?
No,
or
Lonzo's.
Lonzo's, yeah, because the shoes weren't any good.
Because the shoes were garbage and he got hurt.
Big Baller brand.
He got hurt.
Christian, you ever have a pair of Big Baller brands?
No,
Seems like when you were 15 or 16, that would have been right up your
that
alley.
that was like hot when I was in early high school. Yeah.
Was it? Was the Big Baller brand ever hot?
Oh, dude.
Brigham City
when,
Big
when
Ballers.
LaMelo dropped 100 points in a high school game,
Yeah.
and they had like the reality show and stuff.
I've never seen a pair of Big Baller brand shoes.
Oh, I think Mitch Harper had some. I think our guy Mitch bought some. Mitch was always up on kind of the funny latest.
yeah,
tech.
but a weirdo like Mitch buying shoes doesn't mean that they were like popular. Christian's talking about how they were all the rage. There were multiple Big Baller brand shoes walking around Brigham
No,
City
nobody
High.
bought them, but everybody like pulled them up on their phones. They're like, "Yo, look at these! These are cool."
What is Brigham City High? It's not that. What is it? Where did you
Box
go?
Elder.
Box Elder.
Yeah.
That's right. The bees. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
The BBB.
Just
Big
just-
Baller brand, the Buzz Buzz Buzz.
Just filled with big ballers.
Christian was in a gang called the Box Elder Ballers. The Big Box
Everybody
Elder Ballers.
wore Big Baller brand shoes. I still say LeVar Ball might be the greatest marketer of our time.
He and the president done great jobs marketing themselves. Yeah, they've done a really
Because
nice job.
never forget that Lonzo Ball has never been good either, and he went number 2 to the Lakers.
I'm really curious what's going to happen with Charlotte to close the season. They were the hottest team in the middle of the year, beating up on a bunch of nobodies in the Eastern Conference, and somehow still find themselves in I think the last spot of the play-in tournament. They might not be as much there as it kind of seemed like there was going to be. But I do think we have a fun Final Four setup. I do think Michigan-Arizona is going to be one of the most highly anticipated tournament games we've had in a long time. I mean, this has felt like, LeBron and the Warriors, that this inevitability that they're going to meet up again. It has felt inevitable that Michigan was going to get to the Final Four and Arizona was going to get to the Final Four, and they are huge teams and they are experienced teams and they've got NBA players all over them. That's what's going to be really fun to watch here. And then Illinois UConn is probably going to be a great game as well, just because they're pretty evenly matched. But this is good for college basketball, despite the fact that they have just eradicated the quote-unquote Cinderellas.
It'll really suck that Tommy Lloyd gets fired after this whole run.
They're going to can him?
Well, I'm assuming LeBron gets him canned for not playing Bryce.
Not playing Bryce.
If LeBron were putting the energy behind Bryce that he put behind Bronny, Tommy Lloyd wouldn't have a job next year. But LeBron doesn't care about Bryce.
Apparently not.
Is there another boy on the? Is there another James boy coming up?
No, I think he's got a daughter. He's got a daughter.
Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm rooting for Arizona. I don't want to see Michigan win. I don't like. Do you like Big Ten basketball? Here I am saying that I don't.
Is that
I
Kyle
like.
Whittingham hate or what?
No. I don't like anything about Michigan.
Yeah, where's
never.
Witt? I hope Witt
never
makes an
have.
appearance at the Final Four. I hope Witt.
No. People ask me why I don't like Tom Brady. He went to Michigan. This has been my
Okay.
standing take for a long time. I've never ever rooted for anybody that went to Michigan.
If I had to pick a team I want to see win, which I really don't care, I would pick Illinois. I think Illinois would be really fun, and that's a Big Ten school, but that's not a school that has had an insanely rich tradition of basketball success. They've had good runs, and Darren Williams making it to the championship game and losing to Carolina was obviously a big one, and D. Will brought all of his Illinois friends to the Jazz, and they were all playing in Salt Lake for a while. But I think that would be the coolest story. I don't care if UConn win. I don't need UConn to win one. Michigan seems to fall upwards with all of their coaching hires historically. The Juwan Howard thing even worked out for a little bit before he started punching the players. And then they fell up into the new coach. And then Arizona, I was actually shocked Arizona had not been to the Final Four since 2001. I couldn't believe it had been that long. That seemed like a wrong number for when they put it up on the screen. But looking back at it, that's true. I like the Arizona team. I like the players on it. I love the coach. So I would not mind Arizona winning.
I'm trying to confirm this, but can you tell me how long it's been since the Big Ten has won a national title in basketball?
Oh, man. Ohio State lost to Florida with Greg Oden and Mike Conley. I couldn't tell you who it is. It's not is it early 90s? What is it?
No, it's
Not that
it's
long
more
ago.
recent than
Okay.
early 90s, and I'm trying to get the exact date, because I believe it's 24 years. I'll double check, but it's Michigan State.
26 years.
26 years. It's Michigan State, and
okay, yeah. That makes sense.
that first of all, I can't believe that was Izzo's
It's Izzo's last title.
last title. I mean,
Yeah.
that was forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone the Big Ten's last title.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So the Big Ten gets a lot of credit for being good at all sorts of stuff, but are ya? This year, maybe they're guaranteed. Oh no, they're not guaranteed, I suppose, but they're going to get likely a spot in the finals. Maybe this is the year that all comes to an end. But if the Big Ten was all that, I think they'd have more than one basketball title since the turn of the century. No?
And if I had to guess, I think both Big Ten teams lose this weekend. I think Arizona beats Michigan, and I think UConn's going to beat Illinois.
Sucks for them. It's their best year in a long time.
But I probably underrated Illinois throughout. Illinois has.
Well, it's because
Really
they're
got
never any
together.
good, and we're all just we all just go with the brand. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what
Yeah,
college
and UConn does
basketball
have
is
that.
all about. Yeah, like
UConn
you
has
have no idea who are on any of these teams, but you know that Duke is usually pretty good,
Right.
and Michigan State's usually pretty good, and Arizona somehow gets credit for being good, even though they haven't won. They only have one national championship, and it was in 1996.
Yeah.
How many times did Lou Olson actually win the Pac-12? But yet everybody thinks that guy is a deity.
Right.
But anyway, like this is why I absolutely can't stand people who are into brackets. I don't like them personally. Because anybody who comes up to me after two number one seeds, a 2 seed and a 3 seed, if anybody comes up to me and said, "Hey, I got 3 of the 4,"
My bracket's doing great.
I'm going to punch you right in the face.
Oh, you picked Michigan
No, I'm not
and
going to do
Arizona?
that. Yeah, congratulations. You picked
Congrats.
Michigan and Arizona. Bold
You
pick
picked
by
UConn?
you. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. UConn was your upset pick?
How did you come up with that?
Yeah.
Hey, God, just to let you know, I'm winning my pool.
Leading the office bracket.
Are you? Yeah, I really know college basketball. Do you? Or did you just pick Arizona and Michigan?
I think I like Arizona in this one.
Don't come up to me if you know me personally and you're doing well in your bracket or whatever. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear how smart you think you
You'll
are.
get what did that guy say? Ben told him. Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Saw me on the street.
I
Said,
certainly
like your
don't.
Jazz coverage. Who cares?
Call me if you picked Gordon Hayward's Butler to go to the finals.
Yeah,
then
right, yeah.
then sure,
Then let
I'll
me
listen
know.
to you. Dude, I had Arizona and Michigan. I still have them left. I had Arizona, of course, winning it all.
Got an inside word for you. Been watching basketball all year. Go with Arizona. I think they have it this year. Don't tell anyone. Don't let this get out. But if you want to win your
Got a
bracket,
little insight.
Wildcats.
You're welcome.
It's 5 NBA players starting. LeBron can't even get his kid into the rotation.
Oh, man, it's going to be tough when they have to fire Tommy Lloyd. It's going to be rough. LeBron's going to have him canned.
I don't know if you've seen it, but I like this Boozer kid. Pick Duke to win a few games. Get out of the opening weekend.
Isn't it ridiculous?
Yeah, of course.
Michigan.
Psst. Hurley and UConn. I don't know if you've been paying attention.
You probably never heard of this guy, Dan Hurley, and the Yukon Huskies. A program that's had very limited success.
Limited success historically.
Stay tuned for more Jake and Ben next. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Do you love rom-coms? Do you wish you could talk about Christmas movies year-round? Then we have the perfect podcast for you, Hallmarkies Podcast. Throughout the year, we cover all things romance, holiday, and Hallmark, including recaps of every Hallmark show, like When Calls the Heart and The Way Home. You can also get loads of bonus content covering shows like Bridgerton, Sweet Magnolias, and Just Like That. We are an all-female group of friends who are passionate for these shows and movies and give our honest opinions as well as gush over what we love so much. But that's not all. Every Monday, there are interviews with all your favorite actors, writers, directors, and more. Check out Hallmarkies Podcast on all your podcast providers and on YouTube. That's Hallmarkies Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
Did you know fluoride is not available in Utah water systems? And fluoride supplements work best from 6 months to 16 years old. A healthy smile isn't just about teeth. It's about health and confidence. Your smile matters. Find resources at yoursmileutah.org.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Who's got it better than us? Your home for the best sports coverage in Utah. You're listening to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. Join Scotty G coming up tomorrow from noon to 3 at Tim Daly Mazda in Sandy, 10785 South Auto Mall Drive. I'm a little bent at Christian for sending us that clip of Dan Hurley. I mean, I think I would have eventually saw it on the Snap Talk.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen it, with 0.3 seconds to go, so after the shot, the ref comes over to the scorer's table to, see how much time is left on the clock, and starts talking to Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley gets right in his face and puts his forehead right up against the ref's forehead like he was backing off a guy flirting with his girl at the bar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, puts it right into him and then goes back to his bench.
And he's got his suit jacket is hanging off his shoulder like a psycho.
Dude, listen, I will not defend Chris Webber. That was one of the dumbest plays in college basketball, and that was in the finals, not the Elite Eight. But when he called timeout and they didn't have one, and it basically lost him the game to Eric Montross and the Carolina Tar Heels. I mean, just bozo play.
Yep.
Deserved all the criticism in the world. That should have cost Dan Hurley the game.
Yeah, it really should have.
You said this at the beginning of the show, and I think you're absolutely, entirely right. That is a technical foul that should have cost UConn the game. A coach is no different than a player. You do something stupid, you break a rule. You can't touch the official. Are you kidding? You can't touch the ref, let alone stare him down and headbutt him. You can't do that. We should still be talking about. We should be talking about Duke in the Final Four and one of the most epic blunders in the history of college basketball. Absolutely.
Not Caden Boozer's blunder, but Hurley's blunder.
We should be talking about Dan Hurley's blunder today.
Yeah.
These referees are so cowardly. And even when it's them, he doesn't call the tech. There's no way. He had money on the game, right? He had to.
And he has the reputation, Hurley has the reputation as a psycho, as a guy who has gotten on refs before. Can
you imagine what Kane Fitzgerald would have done?
Right. If Alex Jensen did this kind of out of nowhere and you'd be like, did they just accidentally run into the same path and didn't know who was going to go which direction? I might give him a little bit of breathing room, or like Kevin Young, who doesn't have the reputation as a psychopath. But Dan Hurley is always all over these refs and trying to intimidate them and talking about them going off the floor. It was obvious what the intent of this was to show that I'm a bigger man than you, or whatever he thinks he's doing here. But Dan Hurley has always done this. So I honestly cannot believe the ref swallowed his whistle at that point. We played the clip of the Duke
talking about the player
who was mad about the player running onto the court and how that should be a technical foul. No, this actually should have been a team.
This should have been. An ejection, a suspension, a technical foul, all of the above.
I truly think if this was in the regular season, Dan Hurley would have been suspended at least a game. How many games did Jerry get suspended? No, Jerry pushed an official.
Yeah, he went after him and pushed him.
If you make contact with an official, it's the ultimate no-no. It's like an automatic ejection, which comes with a technical foul. I do think if this happened in December 3rd, we'd be talking about a suspension for Dan Hurley.
Which.
I hope they don't do that to you, man. I hope they don't do that to you, man.
Hope they don't do that to you. They screwed us.
Okay, Dan.
By the way, not being able to touch the official or whatever is a great rule.
100% totally understandable.
Great rule. How did they not call that? I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Anyway, here we are talking about Duke's epic collapse. And what we should be talking about is one of the worst decisions in the history of college basketball. After his team basically won with 0.3 seconds to go, he's still so caught up with the officials and so upset that he headbutts one, and the official lets him get away with it?
It's crazy.
What are you doing?
No, it's crazy.
Why are we here?
Yep.
We should be talking about Duke, Illinois, and I should be clowning even more people for picking 1 seeds to go to the Final Four.
One of the most frustrating things about becoming an adult is recognizing that the people who pat themselves on the back more than anyone actually do tend to do very well. Like the people who are not afraid to parade themselves out there, your office pool guy. Like the Dan Hurleys of the world who just continue to tell you how great they are over and over and over. They do seem to get away with things in a strange way.
Ben Simmons won the Rookie of the Year.
Correct. Absolutely right. You're seeing Victor Wembanyama trying to get
Talk
the MVP
his way
right now by going out there and doing like kind of post-game press
What
conferences.
Kalani should have been doing with the Cougs.
Yeah, he should have been, unfortunately. But the Big Ten or the SEC, they
I
get
hate it
themselves
too, but-
into positions of power by telling you over and over how great they are. Mick Cronin tells you over and over how great they are. Dan Hurley just tells you over and over that he's the best coach in college basketball. He's the most important person in college basketball. And because he's built up this reputation, he gets away with crap like this. He gets away with this type
It should
of...
be the opposite.
Absolutely. I'm totally with you.
It should be the opposite.
Yes.
He should not be able to even stand up without getting a technical foul.
With you. But he also finds a way when Braylon Mullins hits the greatest shot, not in UConn history, but certainly the best shot of the tournament so far, and has created an all-time moment for that kid and for that school, that Dan finds a way to make it about Dan by intimidating an official. What a psycho. What a straight psycho. But that's where he is. And he has more power, and he's going to get a raise after this season
And
for it.
he gets away with it because they win, which is awful. I mean, honestly, like Bob Huggins never really had great behavior, right?
Right.
I mean, he was always a little bit on the psycho side. And the way he crashed out at West Virginia, somehow he's still celebrated at Cincinnati. Like, it's amazing. I mean, coaching is one of those professions where you could truly have the worst behavior.
Oh, Majerus.
Absolutely. We have examples around here, and certainly Rick is the best one.
Is the one, yeah.
But, I mean, God, what was Rick's assistant who was a psycho at UVU forever? Dick Hunsaker.
Yeah.
I mean, he won a lot.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever talked to somebody who worked for Dick?
I haven't.
Oh, yeah, that's something.
So
he wasn't warm with his assistants.
Okay. Well, shout out to Tommy Lloyd and shout out to some of the guys who do it right.
Or it seems like it. I mean, I don't know Tommy.
Maybe
I
behind
know
the scenes they're crazy.
Coach Lacombe knows Tommy really well and says
loves him.
Yeah. Thinks he's great.
Yeah. And Underwood seems like a good coach.
And I don't think you have to be a crazy person to coach college basketball. But I certainly don't think it's effective in the pros. I wish Dan Hurley would have taken the Lakers job. I wish.
Yeah.
It would have been Urban Meyer all over again. I got in this big argument with Gordon Monson once about whether or not it was going to work with Urban Meyer in Jacksonville. I told him, absolutely not. How does Urban win in college? Well, he has this weird, sick, motivational tactic where he treats the bottom part of the roster like garbage and the top part of the roster like they can do no wrong. And that crap is not going to work in the NFL because you can't treat your players like garbage because then they just tune you out, and they're more important than you are.
I do suspect it's what J.J. Redick is trying to do with the Lakers, but I don't know if that's going to work either.
Why do you say that's what he's trying to do? I'm curious.
Well, I do think he probably treats half the roster like garbage.
And then LeBron and
Luka, he kisses up to them. So maybe Hurley could have gone to the Lakers and been fine because he's doing the same thing. Then again, I don't think either you or I, though the Lakers are having a very strong close to the season, think that JJ is, approaching a 10-year legendary Steve Kerr-like career. I'm not anticipating that.
No. But Rick Majerus could have gone to the Bucks. Mm-hmm. There's a great anecdote. I can't remember if Tim told me or maybe it was Britton, but said Majerus was watching Karl Malone and said the reason I couldn't coach in the pros is because I'd try to fix his free throws. Mm-hmm. And he was smart enough to know himself that he could never use his act.
Yeah.
In the pros, so he just stayed at Utah. He could never do his act at USC. It was way too forward-facing. In fact, Utah was a great spot for him because everybody left him alone.
Jerry, Sloan, Greg Popovich, who are not totally similar coaches, but they were pretty tough coaches. Those were hard-nosed guys. But Jerry would wrap his arm around Jaron Collins as much as anybody. So would somebody like Popovich with the lower players on there. Roger Nesterovich or whoever.
Listen, Jerry wasn't warm and fuzzy with his players, but what Jerry was extremely respectful.
Yeah.
He never. How many times did you see Jerry really cussing out his players on the sidelines? Jerry would curse certainly, but he'd usually be cursing at the game.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be.
And then had their back.
And then you'd go in, you'd have those conversations behind closed doors. I mean, Jerry never humiliated his players, ever.
But Hurley would throw his players under the bus.
Absolutely. And
no doubt about it.
And has. And does it all very publicly. I don't know. I'm so glad that college sports is moving on from that personality type, or at least it feels like they are.
There are fewer now than there used to be. Certainly feels that way.
And Bob Huggins probably couldn't get a job.
Correct.
If he wanted one. I don't know how old Bob
Bruce Pearl's probably similar.
Oh, man. I wonder what his kid's like.
Probably not like his old man.
Maybe he needs to be.
Yeah. If he wants to make the tournament, he's got to tell everyone how great Auburn is.
Are they still playing
about it more.
In the NIT? Are they still rolling?
Oh, I don't know. How was the NIT bracket looking?
Oh, they better win that thing based on what the old man was saying on TV. Like, you'd almost have to, right?
Christian, how's your NIT bracket, Christian?
Busted in the first round.
Oh, dang. Is Auburn still playing?
Looks like Auburn is going to be taking on Illinois State in the semifinals.
Okay.
The other side of the bracket, you've got New Mexico and Tulsa.
Go Lobos.
Yeah.
Go represent the Mountain West. That apparently sucked.
Yeah. But good for Auburn.
Really?
Putting their money where their mouth is. Making it to the semifinal of the NIT tournament. That's a good run.
April 2nd. Tune in.
Are they at Madison Square Garden at this point? Do they
Yes.
play the Final Four at MSG? Okay.
Yes, they do. I can't get over this headbutt thing. I'm sorry. It's one of those. I just the video is just running over and over. I can't believe it.
Way to ruin the moment.
Oh, we should be talking about him losing the game for his team. He deserved to lose the game for his team.
I'm with you. I generally try to not overreact, but I don't think that's an overreaction.
Stay tuned. We wrap up Jake and Ben coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
¿Quieres mejor internet? Cox Internet de 300 megas tiene las velocidades rápidas y confiables que buscas. Perfecto para streaming y gaming y trabajar desde casa. Yeah. Todo por solo $45 al mes cuando agregas Cox Mobile. Incluye equipo de Wi-Fi y garantía de precio de 2 años en tu plan. Yeah. No esperes. Cámbiate hoy a Cox. Requiere Cox Mobile Gig Unlimited. Garantía de precio no incluye impuestos y cargos. Velocidad de datos móviles se reduce después de 20 gigas al mes.
Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Two amigos on their ways, talking sports. They got him made Jake's and also loves his tie-dye. Ben's got style with his scarf. Oh my.
Hey Christian, I am so excited for you to have a kid. Being a parent is the greatest joy you will ever have. It is amazing. It is a lot of work, but you're gonna rock it. My only suggestion would be to practice changing diapers, just like you would practice changing the radio signal from RSL Sports to music and the spoken word. All right, brother, good luck and have fun like that.
Like that?
Ryan, that was hilarious. I was wondering where he was going with that.
That's a hardcore listener.
Dang it, if he didn't land that plane. Way to go. Yes. The only time in 100 years more that music and the spoken word has been bumped off of 1160 KSL AM.
Until Saturday night when the Jazz did it.
Oh yeah,
Me
of
and
course.
Tim Lacombe.
No,
yeah,
but
the
no. I'm
Sunday
not
morning
saying switching
ever.
off programming.
You mean
no? I mean like
literally lost
that
it.
program. That
Yeah.
particular program has been on KSL every Sunday morning since the beginning of the 1900s. I'm sure.
Yep. And Christian said no longer.
Until Christian Esparza got to it, and he said, "Nope, you'll get RSL, and you left it on Fox Sports Radio. You're gonna get Arnie Spanier, and you're gonna
love it."
You're tuned in for the Tabernacle, and you get the Ben Maller show.
Who was it who called in?
Ryan.
Shout out Ryan.
Shout out Ryan.
A plus, man.
Hilarious. Yeah, we had the Jazz game on the 1160 signal the night before, and Christian forgot to switch it back.
Yeah. The only thing, again, going back to child advice, what I would say more than anything is that diapers are such a small
part
potatoes.
of it. Not
It's
even a big deal.
Nobody cares. I know that's the thing people worry about. And it's like, no, you love your kid. It's just a part of it. That's not an issue.
Oh, like, would I rather change 100 diapers or deal with a mildly sick baby?
Yeah, right. Give me 1,000 diapers.
Give me 1,000
on a
diapers.
baby who's fine and not coughing and trying to figure out why are you sick and crying all the time. Yeah, no question about it.
And then the
1,000
emotional
diapers.
part of it too, where
Yeah,
you're
of
a
course.
nervous wreck. You just assume that your baby has tuberculosis or something, and it's it's a real roller coaster.
No, they're fine. Your baby's fine
But yeah, diapers not that big a deal.
at all.
Although, have you ever? Both the widows who lived, my neighbors, have both passed, unfortunately. But they were in their 90s, and when I had kids, they came over and saw the babies and all that stuff. And they were telling us about when they raised their children before disposable diapers.
I'm sure that was a nightmare.
Oh, they were saying the best day of their life was the day that their kid got out of diapers, because you have to like empty it in the toilet, and then it goes into the laundry and all this.
A lot of laundry.
All
especially
this
back
stuff.
then.
Yeah, so since disposable diapers came along, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Although, are you one of those earth muffins that is going with the service?
No, one of our other producers, Parker, asked me that the other day. He's like, "Are you going to do the reusable diapers?"
Don't.
Heck no.
Don't.
But you know what I will say? As far as burp cloths go, reusable diapers are great because they're the most absorbent. So if you're actually just going to get, they're huge and they're really cheap and they will last forever versus like the thin, crappy burp cloths that don't last very long. Go get those. Go get yourself some disposable or non-disposable diapers and use those as your burp cloths forever. Or they're designed to hold a lot more than a little.
Or just
little spit
leave
up from
the baby in the backyard all of the time.
Some
like an outside dog.
Right. Right. Yeah, it'll be fine.
They like it out there.
They do.
They're happier out there.
You have to clean up once a week.
They don't like being inside.
And it's fine. The butt rash gets a little bad.
A little messy.
But,
Christian's feral child.
it actually toughens them up. You guys have a name picked?
Dalton.
Named after Dalton Kincaid.
Or the what's his name from Yellowstone?
Rick Dalton.
Wow, that's a great movie. I rewatched that on the my last plane flight. Dalton, what is the inspiration behind Dalton?
My wife's maiden name.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you going to call him Doll?
Probably not.
No.
My wife was like, "What about something like Dally?" No.
Dilly Dally.
No.
Dolly.
No, Dalton.
Dolly, like the artist. There you go. Salvador. I'm going to call your kid Salvador.
That's
Sorry,
cool,
I picked
yeah.
your son's name as now. No, because Lloyd is
Salazar.
Lloyd is Salazar. We can't have a Salazar and a Salvador.
No, we can't, because we already have a Salazar, and that's just way too close. By the way, I think I've even got Nate calling Lloyd Salazar now, which is kind of funny.
You've got a unique skill. You and Donald Trump have the ability to give somebody a nickname and have it stick for eternity.
Except with me, I don't know about he has some that I appear to stick with other people, but until I start hearing everyone call Phil Lepowski Phil, I don't think I have that power.
Sure. When Will Hardy hits us with a Phil,
calls him Phil, then I'll know I have made it. You know what I mean?
Calling him Phil. Yeah.
Thought Phil had a good game tonight.
Phil's playing great.
I can't believe we didn't hear Will Hardy call THC hot dog. If anyone was going to catch on, I would have thought of that. Dog! I would have thought Will was like, man, hot dog was killing it tonight. He was hot dogging out there. Nope, I never heard it. Now I really want to hear Will drop a Phil.
And I am sure Will Hardy does not listen, but there are people who listen to the show.
Should I sit when we sit down? Hopefully, knock on wood, sit down with Will next year at the Media Day or whatever. Should I come prepared with all my list of nicknames to
Here's my nicknames historically. See which one you like the most.
See if any of them stick with him, so I can get one in a post game.
You might have to brainstorm a few for guys that are sure going to be on the roster.
Or are not going to be. Because he might be more willing to talk about guys who are no longer in the NBA.
Who aren't there. So if Phil gets cut or something, he might be able to go with the Phil.
But SVHT.
SVHT?
As a nod to Hot Dog.
Oh, if I got a SVHT out of Will, that I could retire. I could retire a happy man.
That is the funniest and thinnest line of success and failure in the NBA. Not a nickname, but what Hot Dog did, what Talen Horton-Tucker did, versus what Svi Mykhailiuk does actually not look that different. And in fact, last year it was no different.
It wasn't.
Hence him adopting the nickname SVHT.
He didn't play that way this year, though.
But he plays a little bit differently, but will still come in 11 minutes, score 14 points off the bench, which is exactly what Hot Dog could also do. But Hot Dog is no longer in the NBA and never will be. And Svi is about to stick with the Jazz for the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, because Hot Dog couldn't do anything else. And he's not good enough that a good team would actually let him play that way.
Man, it is a finer line than a lot of players are able to recognize.
I don't think he understood that he was the cooler.
Correct. No, he didn't.
I don't think he understood that, getting the green light from the coach while they're trying to win basketball games isn't necessarily a compliment.
Again, Cody getting pulled on Friday night is the best vote of confidence in Cody Williams I've seen because the Jazz were up on the Denver Nuggets, and the Jazz said, we got to pull Cody out with 10 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter because if he's on the floor, they might beat them.
I think it's forever a compliment to Colin Sexton that at one point, Will basically sat Colin, and Hot Dog down and said, you're going to play hard and pass or you're not going to play. And he actually very publicly said that in a post game, but he didn't really say who he was talking about.
But it was obvious it was those two players.
It was obvious he was talking about Colin.
Because I think they got benched for the second half of that game.
Right. And he was talking about Hot Dog.
It was in Portland.
And one player listened, and one player didn't. And one player is still in the league, and one player is not.
Yep.
And Colin, I'd argue, is a much better player now, although I know he's not playing a ton.
He was in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Charlotte moved him, right?
Yeah.
But Hot Dog's playing in Germany? Didn't we look it up the other day?
Turkey.
Oh, yeah, Turkey.
Yeah, he's on Fenerbahce.
He and playing for Memo's team. Does Memo run a team over there? I
don't think so.
No, Ennis doesn't. He's not.
Memo lives in San Diego. No, I don't think it was going back to Turkey. Memo's just killing it. He's got his daughters in high school and
plays a lot of golf.
Plays a ton of golf. He's got his former Miss Turkey wife. His current wife, former Miss Turkey.
Oh, you mean he doesn't get remarried to the current Miss Turkey every single year?
That's his prize. Or their prize. You win Miss Turkey.
You get to marry
You get
Mehmet
to go
Okur.
live with Mehmet Okur for 12 months in San Diego.
It's a real incentive. It's a real
Memo does
real
absolutely
incentive.
rule. That's the coolest guy. So
He was cool when
He
he
is
was when he was here. He's cool. He's come back a fair amount of times.
Yeah.
Like he's cool when he comes back.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for him.
It'll be interesting if the Jazz end up with a Boozer on their team, and it would be Cam. I don't think Caden's coming out this year. How much would see Carlos around?
No, we'd see him around all the time.
Carlos, more than anybody, has been an ambassador for the Utah Jazz.
He has, but Carlos also is. He really loves the attention.
He does.
He's on a commercial with his kids.
If you look at Carlos Boozer's Instagram page, it's really funny because you have to ask yourself, who asked to get this photo taken? Like, it's always him golfing with, like, somebody. And it's like, oh, well, all these guys are hanging out with Carlos Boozer. And, of course, it's like, oh, I golfed with Booze. He was in my foursome. I'm going to ask for a photo. I think there's a real chance Boozer's asking to get photos with these guys. Like, he's the weird guy. He's like, should we get a group photo after? Like, I'm in the clubhouse. Let's get a photo. He's always posting bizarre photos of himself. And I'm like, this is not somebody asking. This is you asking. So you're right. If Cam is around, you're not going to be able to get rid of Carlos Boozer.
No, he's going to be here. He's going to move back.
He's going to be on the front row.
Isn't he a scout?
He's somehow
he's got some
loosely
job.
affiliated. Oh, yeah. He'll be here all the time.
Yeah.
No, look, honestly, like Carlos is a former NBA player. He's a former Duke guy. I mean, there's a reason that the cameras are on him, I suppose. But he doesn't have to be on the second row acting like an idiot. He could be back in the tunnel. He could be in a suite.
Right.
He could be
He
wherever.
wants. Yeah. He doesn't have to be on King's Court.
If
he doesn't
didn't
have to go do
want
attention
the
stuff.
attention, you know, Caden and Cam could get a national advertising spot, whether Carlos is involved or not. But yet, I've got to see Carlos sitting between them trying to watch the game.
Yeah.
You remember when he was on a Super Bowl commercial?
I don't.
Carlos always liked the attention.
But you know what?
That's bling bling, my man.
Oh,
you don't remember that?
I do. I remember that. And you know what? Good for Carlos, man. He seems like a very good dad. He's like super involved. I'm in total support of Carlos Boozer, though it may be corny at times. Like, be corny. That's what that Christian become Carlos Boozer. Be corny. Be there for your kids.
Don't glom on to get attention from your child.
There is though. There's a difference between LeVar Ball and Carlos Boozer.
Yeah, LeVar is good at it.
Boozer might get one of his kids drafted, and one of them's very good. I mean, Cam Boozer's going to be a very
Cam's
good
going to get himself drafted. Lonzo sucked, remember. Lonzo was never good.
Well, I mean, Lonzo's fine, but I don't think he's like a superstar. Lonzo's fine. He's not as good as Cam Boozer. I'll give you that. Cam Boozer's a better player.
He's not as good currently as Carlos Boozer.
Lonzo's not. No, Lonzo can barely walk, it sounds like.
Stay tuned. The great Scotty G.
And friends.
Coming up next. We'll talk to you tomorrow on
Thanks,
the Jake and Ben Show, 97.5 DKSL Sports Zone.
Mom, can you tell me a story? Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car. Was she brave? She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.